Hi, I'm Style-Wise style editor John Jordan, and today I'm going to talk about all of the at-home hair coloring products that are on the market and that I can see on social media that all of you out there are attempting to use. Some of them you may know about, and some of them you may not know about. And so I want to give you a big overview of all of these products so that you can make the best choice and the easiest choice for yourself. Because if it's easy for you, then your outcome will probably be a lot more successful. So I got all of these things at like drugstores, discount stores. They're readily accessible. You don't have to have a special license to get these at a beauty supply place. So they're readily available. And temporary hair color for things like touching up roots, a lot of innovation in that category. This is something called Gray Away, and it's a spray. And what I like about this, there's a really fine little device here that on the end that gives you a more precise ability to cover up those roots as opposed to a big dispersed spray that could be a little bit messy. L'Oreal makes something, it's a brush. This is called Magic Root Precision, and you crank it. Can you hear that crank? You crank it until the color comes out of the tip like that. And my experience with similar products like this, whether it be like concealer or lip color, you have to really crank it a while in order to create the flow. But there you can see how easy and precise that is to paint on. All right. Now, similarly, this is another product from Gray Away, and this is a sponge tip applicator. So this might be a little bit easier. Just depends on your preference. Something that you don't necessarily have to run out to the store for and that you may have sitting around is eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is a great root cover-up, but you have to do it the right way. So my advice is, a pressed eyeshadow that best matches your hair color. If there's a little bit of luster or shimmer, not sparkle, but luster, shimmer, a metallic finish as opposed to matte, it tends to look a little bit more realistic because it'll mimic the luster of your hair instead of it being just matte. So the way that you do this there is you rub your finger around in it so that you get a really dense application, and you would just apply this to the part, or you could even make sections, but it works especially well around the hairline as a quick fix. Another thing that you could do though would be to take an old toothbrush, wet it down, and then apply it that way. You can kind of make a paste, so to speak, out of your shadow. Okay, let's move along to like the next category of color treatment for your hair, and that would be color enhancing shampoo. This is Ever Pure by L'Oreal, and it's purple. And the reason that purple, let me demonstrate this. Getting a lot of color all over this hand, but you'll be able to see. Okay, see how purple that is? Really intense. I was actually surprised that a color enhancing shampoo with this level of intensity was available to the public. Because you have to be careful with this. I would recommend that you actually wear gloves to apply this to your hair, because you may end up getting a little bit of residue or stain. But getting back to the reason that purple is kind of a universal correction, is that whether your hair is blonde or brunette, as color treated hair begins to fade, it all becomes brassy. So whether you're blonde or brunette, you're going to see those sort of orangey, warm, brassy tones start to appear. Purple will counteract that. It dulls all of that brassiness down. So anybody can use purple shampoo. I use it on my hair to make the gray look less dingy. But it's a great way to freshen hair that is too warm or too brassy. The next category of color would be permanent, but I want to put a different kind of spin on it. And I've seen the tutorials that everybody's posting. I've seen still photos of people coloring their own hair, and they have the cape on, and they have their applicator bottle that they've mixed everything up in, and it's dripping and it's running. Well, here's a good little hint. Men have a product for their beards. There's this one by Just for Men, and the reason that you may want to consider a product like this to dye your hair is because the consistency of this product is super thick. It doesn't run. It's meant to sort of stay on beards, and if you think about it, if it's like, running down your face, then you've defeated the purpose. Men also are probably a little less patient and a little bit more clumsy, so I think that the manufacturers figured that out. It's great, though, if you want to touch up your hair and you can find the right color. I suggest going one shade lighter, just like they do on the package here. You can always go a little bit darker, or you can always reapply it to get a deeper level of color. Another thing that I found in the men's department is by a company called Cremo, and I'm really impressed. I didn't know about this. This is beard and hair color. Look at this device. It's so cool. You just snap this attachment on, and it actually does snap on. And then you apply the color with this brush that is attached. And I think that whether you're doing your beard or whether you're doing your hair, and just for the sheer size of this, I think that it makes I think that it enhances your dexterity, and I think that there's certainly enough product in here to do an entire head of hair. I didn't know about this. I discovered it in the store. To that point, you don't know what's out there until you actually go to the aisles of beauty and hair care and really take the time to just study the innovative new products that are out there. Because the cosmetic and hair care industry is actually pretty high tech now. There are all kinds of advances coming out left and right all the time. And that's why I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview today about what's out there, some new things, some old things, and some simple things. And that's what will make your at-home attempt to color your hair that much more successful. So I hope that you learned a few things today on StyleWise, and please share your comments. There's a lot of things that I can learn, so I'd love to hear from you. It'd be great if you'd subscribe, and I will see you next time on StyleWise. Thanks for watching.